Hello, beautiful people. Most welcome to the page here on GBC News. This is where we do chit-chatting. This is where you get it first before the rest comes in. And today, we're still focusing on this new wind that has blown on the Africa Paralympic scene. And there is new leadership, and everybody is beaming with confidence. I haven't seen such vibrancy before in a while since following the APC, but this time we seem to be having it. I don't know whether it's the connection, but today we'll be talking about the expectations, because a whole lot of people have started already. They have a term in office, but before they even came, the weight of expectation is huge. I just hope that they will get more grace to really do this. We'll be looking at the expectations. What really does this new change mean to developing the para sports on the African continent and Ghana as a whole? Because currently it is Ghana that is leading the African movement now. And for me to really understand or explore this subject more, I have no other person than three able personalities that will be joining me for us to do this chit-chatting. To my extreme or my immediate left, let's start from that one. My immediate left is an IPC consultant for Ghana, or an IPC consultant who is in Ghana. She's familiar with us here because she is always a friend to the media. We have Sheila Mogalo in the house. Most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Then a gentleman from my extreme left. I don't know how I will describe him, but this guy likes working and he doesn't sleep. Anyway, his name is Adjei. He is the Secretary General for the National Paralympic Committee in Ghana, and not long ago he was the chef de mission for Ghana's team at the Tokyo Paralympic Games. Peter, most welcome. Because I have another personality who will be joining me later. Is that person, that guy, I don't know whether he was born with it. He's too humble to the core, and he does things in an extraordinary manner. I have Mr. Ignatius Elletey in the house. He will come and join me later. As for him, remember sitting volleyball and teaching people how to love people. This man will come and teach us more and talk about more how we are going to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to have you guys here. Not long ago, all eyes were on the Africa region in terms of the Paralympic movement. Going to look for a new leader, looking for a new vision, direction. And then you held an election in Rabat, Morocco. You were there. Prior to the elections, what were some of the things that the IPC was looking out for from the Africa body, because of our size and the way we go about things in terms of our perception of persons with disabilities, and specifically when it comes to sports, how we treat them? What was the IPC's thinking, and what were they expecting at your Congress, the Congress that was held in Rabat, Morocco?
So the IPC recognizes Africa Paralympic Committee as a very strategic stakeholder for the Paralympic movement in the African space. So to them, it's just looking at a partner and a stakeholder who they can work together for the common goal, which is just to the promotion of sports for persons with disability and the overall eradication of stigma for persons with disability. So it's not necessarily an expectation, it's just looking for a partner and a stakeholder of equal capacity in the African region. I mean, they cannot be everywhere, and sometimes you just look for partners to work with. So very happy. The president of the IPC was present at the election, and I must say he was pleasantly surprised and also amused at how Ghana as a team conducted themselves in this election, and them taking the victory home. So yes.
Okay, Peter, if you look at the margin at the end of polls, the closest to the winner had 15 and the winner had 24.
Yes.
And it looks big, looking at the fact that it is not a West Africa thing, it's the whole of Africa thing. What does the margin of win say to the credibility, the acceptance of Ghana's Paralympic leader taking that mantle, first person in West Africa and Ghana to say, I will lead you guys, let's go and do this, let's make the exchange?
Well, I think that the victory by the new president, Mr. Samson Dean, who is also the president of the Ghana Paralympic Committee, only signifies the kind of hope and respect that the various African countries have in Ghana, especially because of how we have, where we've come from and where we are now, and the kind of diligence that we apply in our practice of parasporting disciplines in the country. Also, the leader himself, as I always say, when Samson Day became the NPC Ghana president, I remember I told one person that this is not a president who sits back. He's a president who goes on to Facebook, who responds to messages, who reads emails, who sends emails, and who jumps into the soup to partake in everything that is being done. And so I believe that the campaign process, he did not sit back. He himself was speaking to people actively. He himself would take information in English and convert to French and Portuguese and Arabic and send to the French-speaking, Portuguese-speaking, and Arabic-speaking African countries. And so within a short while, he was able to amass confidence in him from the various countries. And also, you know, when you have a charismatic leader, a great leader, a visionary person, and you have a team of visionary people pushing this visionary leader, you should know that you shouldn't expect anything less than victory at all times. And so I believe that it is the hope that people have in Ghana as a country first, the hope and respect that they give to the NPC Ghana from the way we have brought the NPC since 2003 to this stage, all the past executives, how they've carried themselves, how they have also respected and related to the other officials of the various national Paralympic committees in Africa, and how we are currently moving our athletes, the kind of visibility that we have achieved, even the Parasports Against Stigma project, the kind of things that we have done to promote parasports and the Paralympic movement in Ghana, West Africa, and Africa as a whole. I believe that it contributed a lot to our victory.
13 years being in power, everybody now came to accept the fact that, okay, this is the way we go. Now that there has been a change, what sort of activities, actions should we expect from this new crop of leaders that are leading the APC?
I think in the first place, for you to accept that there must be change, it means that you've identified certain issues and you have also identified solutions to it. So I would say picking up from 13 years is not just picking up from, it's not necessarily picking up from nothing, but it's picking up from learnings that and just general outcomes of what has been there before. So maybe the expectations moving forward is just setting up a structure to ensure the implementation of what we want in the African space. More representation, we want more athletes, we want a better visibility for the African space. And so maybe the actions right now, as it is with the setting up of an office here, it will be very influential into pushing the agenda of the Africa Paralympic Committee, setting up technical committees that are influential towards the different goals that we've set in place. Most importantly, it's just having a team, staff, having personnel, setting clear goals and agenda. I mean, these are the expectations that are coming to the new team. But like I said before, it's coming from a learning. So we have to accept that. We know what did not work. We know what has worked, and it's just picking it up from there and making it better.
And so in the next coming years, you look at the demeanor of everybody on the Congress grounds, and when the announcement came, the form of excitement that greeted it, meaning there is this what law calls a lacuna, a gap that they feel that the new leaders can come and face. I asked you because you relate with the IPC, or you, yeah. So from the IPC's perspective, what really will be the immediate thing that these African countries voting for Mr. Dean or voting for their new leaders and the rest of the officials will do to really bring that needed desire to see to it that whatever it needs to be done to make persons with disabilities in the sporting arena be felt in a positive way be done?
A structure. I would just put it as simple as a structure. Quite frankly, a clear structure that is visible to know that this is a team, this is our mandate, this is what we're doing, this is our goal for this year. This is how we will monitor how we get there, and if we do not get there, these are the adjustments that we'll make. So it's more about a structure. Having committees, having a chief executive officer or a director, having positions that have accountability to what should be done. So the biggest thing for me is just the structure. And what this structure means, it means that we're able to even have partnership engagements with people in the corporate space because now they see that there's a structure. We're able to have an office whereby if you want to have any discussion with the African space, this is where you come to. We're able to even sit down with other entities such as the IPC and have equal capacity to negotiate for what is important to the African space. I mean, it's very difficult for you to negotiate when you don't have a leadership that stands and says, this is the voice of the people, and this is the voice of what Africa is saying. So really, for me, it's just a structure that is accountable and a structure that can be able to work with the necessary stakeholders in this place to implement the Paralympic movement in the African space. So the challenge to the new team, I would say, is just let's see it happen. Let's start with the office. Let's see the staff. Let's see a clear structure of the APC. I mean, the IPC runs with staff, a CEO, committees, and bodies that handle different things. Media visibility. These are the things that should now be in place. I'm going to say one thing. Let's not rush into it and say, okay, now we have the games, and now we must do this, and now we have 4 years. So having a clear strategic plan as to what we want to achieve in this 4 years will be very helpful in the African space. Like I say, don't eat more than you can swallow. It's a step-by-step process. I don't think anyone should pressure this new movement into we want it now. No one ever achieved it as now. Even the IPC, the games when they start, the first Paralympic Games are nothing comparable to what happened in Tokyo. It's going to be a step-by-step process. And I think it's easier to make the step from 0 to 1 than it is from 1 to 30. So let's do the 0 to 1 step and then take it from there.
Peter, Mr. Dean was elected president in Ghana in 2019.
6th July 2019.
So 2019.
Yes.
2020, 2021, he heads the Africa region. What happens to Ghana for the ordinary Ghanaian? Won't that take more of his time? Won't the Africa thing and the expectations weigh on him? You are the General Secretary. Is it that you are now going to assume, although you run the day-to-day activity, you are also going to double as now the president? Or what is it going to be answer for the viewers?
Well, so the constitution of the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana, the African Paralympic Committee, and even the IPC Constitution allows an individual to serve as a president of a National Paralympic Committee while serving in other capacities, just like the president of the African Paralympic Committee. So in no way is anybody going to now assume the position of presidency at the NPC Ghana level. Okay. I still remain the Secretary General. I still remain the Chief Scribe. And if you know, I think, as I said, we did a lot of feasibility studies. We weighed ourselves, and we knew that the President, Samson Dean, will have enough time. He has the capacity to run both. It's not too different. It's not too widely separated entities. They are all working for the common goal. It's all about para sports and development. And so what it only does is that it now gives him a bigger platform to ensure that the NPC Ghana and para sports in Ghana develops at a faster rate, in addition to a similar thing being done in all the other countries in Africa. Great. So I think that with his able leadership and with us always behind him, and we will be behind him, there's nothing that will come apart from success. Sheila is here. You rightly mentioned Ignatius. There are a lot of other team members who have contributed to this win, who have contributed to the development of the Paralympic movement in Ghana. We are not stopping. No one is going to rest. And so we are even going to go higher. Trust me, we are going to move higher.
Okay.
APC is not the end.
APC is not the end. Okay, so on this note, we'll pause for a bit. When I come back, I'll introduce Mr. Ignatius Elletey. Remember that when it comes to the stigma project, teaching people to really understand and accept people for who they are is key. And that's one thing that the Paralympic Committee, the IPC, and their partners at the Agitos Foundation is doing. And this gentleman has been there. He will tell us more about the expectations now, whether we are going to get more funding to do more teaching and get to the regions. When we come back, we'll be doing it. So we'll come back with Mr. Ignatius Elletey after this break. Please stay with us. Thank you very much. And so Mr. Ignatius Elletey has joined us. He is an officer, I tag him as an officer for the IPC Organisational Capacity Programme, that's the OCP. And they are into a whole lot trying to really make the sports more visible, make people really accept and understand them. And so in Ghana, they are having so many projects. Mr. Elletey, good to have you once again. Now tell me, where are you now with your campaign? Teaching, training, trainers, and stuff like that. So I start on that premise before we come to the
thank you very much. I think you've been hunting me to come on this program for a while, and I've also been dodging. Thank you very much for the platform. And I say we have covered about 5 regions now, and this November we'll be going to Ashanti region. We've done 2 in Greater Accra. We went to Central region, Western region, Western North, and then Volta region. So we'll be heading towards Ashanti region to continue with the project. I believe that the vision of the IPC is to make for an inclusive world through parasport. In other words, to give opportunity to persons with disability or impairment to be part and then parcel of our society. You know the fact that there has been so much, stigma, discrimination against persons with disability. That is what the IPC want to drive, and then make sure that these are our brothers and sisters who are so wonderful will be part and parcel of what decision making and then nation building. So that is what we've been doing, and then so far we've trained over 100 teachers, and then we pray that they will also implement this program in their school. It is a teacher and then student focused program, and we hope that we'll be able to cover the entire country and then make sure that at least we inculcate, the values of IPC into our children, so that when they move on and then occupy a respectable position, they'll be able to implement decisions and then projects that will affect persons with disability. So
I won't cut you. So what are your expectations quickly about this new leadership that we have at the APC and this particular project, the stigma?
Yes, our expectation is that, we are 3 countries in Africa implementing this program now, Ghana, Malawi, and then Zambia. We pray that this new executive will carry it so that each and every country or MPC in Africa will be able to benefit from this program, because it's very important. And then the number of persons with disability living in Africa because of our issues. Therefore, our expectation that the new executive will be able to carry it across so that we will implement it across the length of the continent.
Before we check out from the studio, here our time is gone. One thing that it's on the lips of so many people is that, Mr. Dean happens to be the president for Ghana NPC. the 2023 African Games, Ghana will be hosting it. The probability of Ghana hosting the first Africa Para Games can be possible. You happen to liaise between both the APC and the IPC. Is this thing feasible?
It is very feasible. I mean, Ghana will be co-hosting the Summit for Disability and Inclusion next year, together with Norway. I mean, these are just indicators to how the country as a whole has accepted the concept of inclusion and how it is important. Having that summit next year will just be a big platform to even promote this more. So it's very feasible. I mean, with the games happening, with the different stakeholders who are interested in the whole thing. Several international stakeholders have shown interest either through funding or through just in kind or support in one way or another. So in terms of a feasibility, it is very feasible, and I trust in the leadership and as well as the government as a whole and its capacity to see this through. So definitely feasible.
The last time you came here, you were grateful to the ministry that for once they are understanding, they will help, and you feel that such link will still be there with this particular position now, that they can help the NPC Ghana more to achieve these things.
Yes, the Deputy Minister was present at the election in Rabat, and with the government co-hosting with Norway the International Disability Summit. This will be the second one. It was kick-started in London 2018, and because of COVID there was a disruption, but now the second one will be co-hosted by Ghana. I mean, I think the government has shown its willingness, and I look forward to working with the Ghana government towards the realization of the first Africa Para Games, definitely.
Okay, so viewers, this is where we draw the curtains. We'll be getting them more. We'll be talking more, but on our screens, the Minister for Youth and Sports, who has really, and his team, demonstrated that indeed they are in for all sports. We are hoping that they'll get more resources to support persons with disabilities and really champion the inclusiveness in terms of society. Let's accept everyone. Thank you very much, Sheila, for your time. Thank you very much, Ignatius, and thank you very much, ever hard working Peter Adjei, General Secretary, who joined us here. I'm Theophilus Sampa. The page returns same time tomorrow. Bye for now.